Hello, I'm Mion, welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. Now, what will he ask for in compensation?
罰ゲームを何にするかというのはよくあるけど、ご褒美は何がいいってのは初めてかもしれないね。言われてみればそうですわね。私たちってつくづく過酷な状況で戦ってますのね。
Rainer is right. The whole purpose of our club activities is to escape the punishments we come up with. Even if we win, we never get a prize or a reward from it. Well, sometimes the prize is you get to benefit from their punishment. Like, that sometimes happens.
めったにない美味しい話に圭一が困っていますのです。みーちゃんの方で何か提案できないの？何でもいいよって言われたらかえって思いつかないよね。
そうだね。あ、じゃあこんなとこでどう？エンジェルモートのデザートフェスタの入場券とか。おねえ、ケチくさいこと言わないで、どーんと3年分くらいプレゼントしちゃえばいいじゃないですか。
あら、それは豪華ではございませんの。
確かデザートフェスタのチケットってものすごい高倍率で闇取引もされてるんだろ？そんなの3年分なんて本当にいいのかよ？
もちろん成功報酬だよ。盛り上げてくれないとダメだからね。
大丈夫だよ。圭一くんならきっと大盛り上がりになる。
それについては私も同感です。というか、どんなめちゃくちゃな売り工場が飛び出すかかなり楽しみです。
たとえタコの入ってないたこ焼きであっても行列させてしまいそうですものね。
You don't say.
おいおい、さすがにタコなしたこ焼きは無理だろ。
いやいや、ケイちゃんなら見事売りかねないね。
Nothing from Rika?
小麦粉の味が素朴でヘルシーとか言いそう。
お前ら俺をおだててるのかバカにしてるのか微妙だぞ。
どうですか、前原くん。先生もあなたならきっとうまく盛り上げてくれると思います。
I'm surprised we didn't hear anything at all from Rika, whether she'd go, yes, because she's seen him do it before, or maybe, surprised at Sadako saying that when it's exactly what he's done before. Chie Sensei was also on the committee. She must have backed up Mion's suggestion when she brought my name up at their last meeting.
僕も圭一の口先マジックが見たいのですよ。見た
バナナの叩き売りだってさ、その売り工場の切符の良さに感服して買わせるわけだしね。
前原圭一ワンマンショーでございましたよ。楽しそうですわね。
おいおい、俺はまだ引き受けると言った覚えはないぞ。
But you're going to.
大丈夫だよ。圭一くんならできるよ。
ちぇ、レナめ、他人事だと思って気楽に言いやがって。
はあ、そんなつもりじゃないのに。
The principal suddenly opened its mouth.
どうかね、前原君。わしも君ならやれると思うぞ。
And yet he still doesn't have a portrait.
男なら一つみんなの期待に応えてみんかね。
If I had to, I'm sure I could do it. Mion has made me do so many different things for the club, and I've learned a lot from that. Besides, this would be the first time I could get a reward without having to worry about punishment. It should be fun too. This was the first time so many people were counting on me like this. To be honest, it made me pretty happy. Still, I was worried about getting dragged into something that required a lot of work. I couldn't erase that thought from my mind. But I was in Hinamizawa. The people in this village would never do anything to betray me. They genuinely believed that it would do a lot to liven up the festival if I became the host of their auction. I've only been here for a short period of time, but I know that the people here are honest and kind. If only you knew that at
よっしゃ
first.
俺も男だぜ。そこまで言われちゃ引き受けないわけにはいかないな。見てろよ。俺がやるからにはドカンと盛り上げてやるぜ。エンジェルモートのチケットを忘れるなよ。3年どころか10年分くらい進呈したくなるくらいに盛り上げてやるぜ。
よく言ってくれたケイちゃん。
Accounting for inflation? Everyone gave me a round of applause. How many times has this happened in my life? Not once. This was the first time I'd ever been applauded.
しかしよ、よく俺みたいな若造を推薦して町会の人が納得してくれたよな。
There are lots of old people in the village committee. I'm a young guy who only just moved here. I've known for a while that Mion has a lot of influence locally, but I couldn't believe that everyone in the committee would just accept it like that. Accept it just like that.
まあ基本的には頭の固い年寄り連中ばっかりですけどね。時代も徐々に変わり始めてるってことです。ひなみ沢もダム戦争に打ち勝って、これからは新しい時代を築き、どんどん栄えさせていかなくちゃならない。だから若者歓迎、よそ者飛び入り大歓迎って風にどんどん意識改革をしていかなくちゃならないんだよ。
And here I was expecting it to be like, yeah, no, they're all like the grandma who gives you cookies, like sneaks you cookies when your parents aren't looking.
圭一は若くてよそ者で、しかも受けがいいので、まさにぴったりなのですよ。
受けがいいね。どうして俺の知名度がそんなに高いのか不思議でならねえぜ。
多分みーちゃんの罰ゲームと密接な関係があると思うかな。
Yeah, I don't see how Mion's punishments could ever give you a good reputation.
やっぱりそれか
じゃあこれで決まりですね。先生の方から今夜前原くんのご両親に電話でお話ししますので、一応前原くんの方からもご両親にこの度の件を話しておいてください。
I'm sure my parents will have no problem with it. They won't have any objections to raise, at least. They might ask me why my name was brought up, though. Chie-sensei and the principal went back to the teacher's office after the discussion ended. We were in the middle of lunch break at the moment. Chie-sensei and the principal had come along together. What about Shion? And Mion scared me by saying that they all had something to talk to me about. But they haven't brought up Shion as anything special, which means that it's normal. My stomach wasn't digesting my lunch particularly well.
相原さん、聞いてましたよ。すごいじゃないですか。
So is this actually the timeline in like the epilogue to chapter 5? When like, you know, the one where Shion's actually getting along well with Sadako and telling her to eat her like broccoli or something?
町会から推薦を受けるなんてすごい名誉ですよ。
おう、富田君に岡村君か。そんな名誉なら君らに譲ってもいいぞ。
無理ですよ。前原さんじゃなくちゃ務まらないです。
I realized the whole class was talking about me. They were saying how fun Watem was going to be and how high their expectations were for it. I might have taken on a huge responsibility. I needed to do my best to succeed at it.
そうだそうだ、忘れてた。
Uh-huh.
うちのバッチャがね、いっぱいおはぎを作ったんだよ。学校のみんなにも食べてもらえって持ってこさせられたんだっけ。
Mion clapped her hands as she remembered, and took a box out of her bag. She opened the lid, letting us see a bunch of ohagi, neatly packed inside.
あらあら、たくさん入っていますのね。クラス全員に食べていただけそうなくらいありますわよ。はうかわいい、おいしそう。
バッチャはおはぎを作るのが大好きなんですよ。どういうわけか。
宗平が大好きだったのですよ。
Saw her?
ああ、じっちゃが好きだったらしいね。
Ah, okay.
山盛り食べたらしいよ。
じゃあみーちゃんのおばあちゃんにとってはおはぎは亡くなったおじいちゃんを思い出す大切なものなんだね。
そうなの？
Well, maybe... What was it from the first chapter? So... Because, the thing which supposedly had the needle in it. Was it... that? Maybe?
じっちゃが好きなのって缶詰だと思ってました。
Wait. Wasn't he the one with the... like, there's a whole thing with, the canned human food? Meat, rather? Not food. Human meat? Is she making a terrible, terrible joke?
シオンは缶詰がダメなんだよね。
あ、そうなの？どうして？
缶詰臭と言いますか。
That's certainly a face to make.
あの独特の鉄臭さがどうも苦手で。
あら、
Yes, the iron smell from cans that has absolutely nothing to do with human meat.
人に嫌がるかぼちゃを無理やり食べさせて好き嫌いはいけないとか言ってる人が随分な話でございますのね。
So it is like the epilogue thing for chapter 5. Shion does normally show up? Rika, how have you not mentioned this earlier? Although, maybe she wasn't at club activities because of work, and maybe?
ふふん、実はね。ちょっとね。人が嫌がることを言うなんて最低ですよ。
なんだかわからんが、ミオンが珍しく握ったシオンの弱みらしいな。面白いから普段の恨みを晴らせ。
So, Keiichi's kind of not directly learned, but like has the feeling to give it to Mion from his past regrets. Shion is getting along with Sadako and looking after her because of her past regrets. The reason why Shion doesn't like canned food must have been something pretty funny. The two sisters battled for a while. The machine gun knee kicks Mion launched from close quarters went bad, but I don't think she expected Shion to land the capture suplex of it. Guess Shion is the stronger of the two siblings.
お姉に言われるくらいなら自分で言います。ですね、葛西っていうたちの悪い親父がいましてね。
Yes, a total bad guy.
そいつがですね、純粋無垢だった幼い私にですね、缶詰の中には たまに人間の肉が混じっているとか、とんでもないことを吹き込みやがったせいなんです。
都市伝説にたまにそういうのがあるね。
あるある。俺たちのとこでも牛丼の肉は実は犬の肉だとか、ハンバーガーにはミミズの肉が混じってるとか聞いたことあるぜ。
そんな話がありますの？そんなの聞いてしまったら、もう牛丼もハンバーガーも食べられなくなりますわね。
そうなんですよ、さとこ。私はトラウマを負わされた犠牲者なんです。
同情はしますけど、かぼちゃフルコースの恨みと相殺するにはまだだいぶ足りませんわね。
Okay, how can you have a whole meal of
さと
squash?
こは根に持ちすぎなのですよ。僕は美味しくてペロリだったのです。
なんだかよ、そんな話をしてるとさ、このミオンのおはぎにも何か妙なものが混じってそうな気がしてくるよな。
Ha 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 ha.
ほう、
Like a sewing needle?
確かにこの私が持ってきたおはぎだもんね。中に何の細工もないってのは確かに不用心だよね。
Ohagi that Mion brought. When you consider that, it's only natural to suspect that she probably did something to them. What's going on? I felt like I was forgetting something. But I didn't remember anything that I was forgetting. Yeah, you tend not to. It was like one of those deja vu moments. I'd never been in this situation, but my mind was telling me that I'd been there before.
どうしたのですか、ケイチ。
いや、なんでもないよ。前にもミオンにおはぎをもらったことがあったような気がしたんだけど、これが初めてだよな。
そうなの？みーちゃん。
いや、これが初めてだと思うな。何かの勘違いじゃない？
私の記憶でもミオンさんが学校におはぎを持ってきたのは今年はこれが初めてのはずでしたよ。
That face.
ははん、わかった。おじさんが持ってきたおはぎだもんだから、何か罠があると思って警戒してるんでしょう。そこは威張るとこじゃなくて、日頃のお姉の底を反省すべきとこだと思いますけど。
Good on you, Shion.
そうだよな。同じおはぎでもレナとかが作ったおはぎなら絶対そんな風には思わない。
Or would you?
レナっておはぎ作るの何気に上手なんだよな。
Ooh.
小さいけど丁寧で。
レナ、おはぎなんて作ったことないよ。
It's definitely memories from chapter 1. What? What was I saying? Why did I say that Renan had made Ohagi before? Why would I know that Renan makes Ohagi small but neatly? I had no idea where that memory was coming from. I could only assume it was an error in my brain. Mion was saying that this was her first time bringing Ohagi to class. As I tilted my head in confusion, everyone started reaching inside the box. Rena took one out for me and put it on the lid. I stared at it closely. What was I so concerned about? Mion said that I was probably concerned that she did something to the Ohagi. But it wasn't quite that. I really didn't know how to explain it. I felt like I was forgetting something important. I'd forgotten something important, and all I had was the obligation to remember it. In front of me was nothing but a single Ohagi that came from Mion's house. I was frustrated, but I really couldn't think of anything. There's no way I could remember it, because I didn't know anything.
ケイチ、さっきからおはぎをじっと見てどうしましたのですか？
いや、デジャブだっけ？ 既視感だっけ。ほら、たまにないか。初めて見るものなのにさ、過去にすでに見ていたように感じるときって。
Yes, yes. Asking Rika if she's had deja vu before. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Not like she lived it or anything.
圭一は過去にもミオンにおはぎをもらったように感じるのですか？
でも気のせいだよな。ミオン自身そんなことは覚えがないって言ってるしさ。
Try a little harder.
圭一、ありもしない記憶なんてありませんです。もし圭一が覚えているのなら、それは本当にあったことなのですよ。
Although you definitely can have memories of things that didn't happen. Your brain is terrible for that. Rika-chan told me something strange. I didn't usually take her random comments seriously, but ever since I saw her making those predictions in the toy store, I've been curious about her special powers. I felt like she was telling me something deep.
へへ、大予言のリカちゃまが言うとなんだか不思議な感じがしてくるな。それってつまり輪廻転生とかそういう話なんだろ？
僕は宗教のことはよくわかりませんです。
Says the Shrine Priest.
ただ僕が言いたいのは、圭一が知っていることならそれはあったことなのです。だからそれを思い出してほしい。気のせいだと片付けないで記憶としてほしい。僕が何を言っているのかわかりますですか？
I was a little surprised by how serious she sounded, but not using her adult voice. I always thought that Rika was just an innocent girl who fooled around all the time, saying things like meep and meepa. But all of a sudden, she seemed like a totally different girl. Was I supposed to take it as a joke? The serious look on her face told me that it wasn't the time for jokes, though.
リカちゃんがそう言うなら、じゃあ俺は別の世界とかでミオンにおはぎをもらったことがあるんだろうな。
バカにしませんから、全部話してください。どこでどうして、なぜミーにおはぎをもらうのですか？
いつどこでどうしてなんて具体的に聞かれれば聞かれるほど、やっぱり妄想だったんだなって思っちゃうよ。寝ぼけて見た夢なのかもしれないな。
夢でもいいのです。もっと覚えてるはずなのです。話してください。
What was up with her? She seemed so curious about it. I didn't think the story was that interesting. Her asking so much started making me feel uncomfortable. Still, something told me that I needed to talk to Rika-chan about everything I could. Maybe she could predict my future by reading my dreams. I should tell her everything. After all, she's the shrine maiden for Oyashiro-sama.
俺は多分学校を休んだんだよ。風邪なんだと思う。
My memory was scattered all over my brain like powder. I could see myself standing in front of a door. Mion was there, and someone else was standing there too. I think it was Rena.
それでミオンのやつ、お見舞いのおはぎだって言って持ってくるんだよ。今日言ってるのと同じで、おばあちゃんが作ったって言ってた気がする。
それで？
うん。それでそのおはぎを食べるんだよ。二人を返した後に。それでさ、おはぎの中からここから先は間違いない。漫画の受け売りだよ。多分昔読んだ漫画のエピソードと記憶が混同してるんだ。そんなことがあるわけない。
圭一、話を続けるのです。 おはぎを食べて中から。
ああ、いや、俺が小学校の頃に読んだ怖い漫画にさ、ハンバーグの中に裁縫針が混ぜられているっていう話があったんだよ。シオンもさっき言ってたろ？小さい頃に怖がらされるとトラウマになって残るっていうやつだよ。
I didn't remember much about that comic. I think it was about a girl who had an accident and held a grudge against the person who caused the injury on her face. It was a really cheap plot now that I think about it. But since I was still a little kid, that comic really scared me. In one chapter, the girl casts a curse on the guy's food. He eats a burger with sewing needles inside it and he goes, "Gyaa!" Something like that. It still freaked me out. The image was so grotesque and shocking to me. That grew into a kind of trauma, and for a while I searched for sewing needles in my food every time I ate something. I couldn't eat burgers for a while for that reason. My parents got concerned. My hunger overcame the trauma. Eventually, that experience disappeared into the flow of time.
今でもさ、ちょっとでも怪しいシチュエーションがあると針が混じってるかもしれないなって考えちゃうんだよ。もちろんちょっと考えるだけだぜ。みんなの弁当をつっつくとき、いちいち中身を改めてたら失礼だもんな。針を混ぜるなんて危ないいたずらなんて絶対するわけがないって思うから、そんなくだらないトラウマなんか気にしないで食べてるんだよ。
でも今でもちょっと怖いのですね。
未だに忘れられないってことは、今でも心の中にはちょっと残ってるのかもな。
ではそのミーのおはぎからは出てきたのですね。裁縫針が。
ああ、出てきた。
Inside that Ohagi, there was a needle, just as I feared. Why was I telling her about something that was just my imagination? Mion and Rena came to see me when I took a day off from school while I was sick. That never happened, so obviously my brain was just making it up. But I spoke to Rika-chan, because she said she wouldn't make fun of me.
圭一は目の前にあるこのおはぎにも針が混じっているように感じて怖いですか？だからさっきから手をつけられない。
I realized that Mion and Rena were also looking at me. They were wondering why I was just staring at the Ohagi without eating it.
あ、ケイちゃん、おはぎ嫌いだった？嫌いだったなら無理しなくても。
Mion was assuming that I didn't like Ohagi. She felt bad for forcing me to eat something I didn't like. In turn, I felt guilty seeing the sad expression on her face. Aww.
お姉のおはぎなんで、中に何か妙なものが仕込まれてるって疑ってるんですよ。
I immediately denied Shion's remark. No one else would understand what I'm saying. Even I didn't know.
いや、はっきり断言できるぜ。ここにあるミオンのおはぎには針なんて絶対に入っていね
え。Suspiciously specific denial or something? You know? Oh well.
針？そんなのなんでおじさんが入れるわ
け？当たり前だよな。
From memory, she just put like wasabi or soy sauce or something. Like something either really salty or really
ミオンは確かに
spicy or something.
おとなしくお見舞いを持ってくるようなやつじゃない。タバスコを入れるとかそういう冗談はやるかもしれないが、間違っても針なんて混ぜない。
You know, I said salty or spicy. Tabasco, that works, right?
シャレになることとならないことのけじめははっきりつけてる。だからそんなことは絶対にありえない。
I grabbed the Ohagi with my hand. As I brought it in front of my mouth, I felt the need to check it, just in case. But I told myself clearly, "Hey, you wimp. When are you going to stop being scared of that stupid comic book? Mion brought these Ohagi to treat everyone in the class. There's no way she'd put needles inside of these." I forced that stupid memory out of my brain and munched on the Ohagi.
うめえじゃねえかよ。
うまくて当然。
That's the other regret which he had, which I can think of.
針なんか入ってなかったでしょ。
そりゃそうだよな。本当にすまん。自分でもくだらないトラウマにずっと縛られてたって呆れるぜ。
My heart had stopped pounding, and I felt relieved. The next moment, I got the urge to say something to Mion. It wasn't the right thing to say, but I just felt like I had to say it.
おい、ミオン。
何？
おはぎ、うまかったぜ。
大きなカバンを担いできた甲斐があったよ。
On that note, I think I'll end us here for today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And until next time, see ya.